Right, we're back once more, opening cases of omens, courtesy of Jene's FaB sales. You can find his Facebook market page, is what we'll go with, in the description. OMEN'S actual cards will be available from Friday, so look forward to that. Otherwise, we have up to 8 cases, so as many as I can power through right now. So let's get into it. So, how are we separating? We probably go commons. Rares are somewhat of interest, right? Foils, and then tokens back with the commons. Question is, will we find anything exciting? And how far does it differ from previous sets? There's our first Majestic. Not a great one, though. Seems they've reined in the foiling again as well. I will say the setup's a little bit different than usual, so do let me know if I need to adjust volume or anything. Hopefully you can hear the nice crisp packs open. Just cold foil. Nice lightning. Don't think any of the limited stuff is actually that great. It's just so expensive. I'll say slight things that I've sort of noticed from what I've opened so far is Reforged Majestics are harder than usual. and you get a lot more expansion slot Majestics than the main set. They might have toyed with that a little bit again, right? Set-wise, we did get a foil, one foil, and then Temptress Kiss, another Tempt Over, right? 3, and then, yeah, a whole lot of, and usually it's split the other way. Can't actually, I don't remember if there's more Majestics in set, or the expansion slot, but we will keep them aside, and that way we can take a look back once we get a bit more through the case. Res, foils, and then junk can go way behind me. Right, box number 2. Already messed up because I saw multiple foils. It's that muscle memory. We're at the piles before. There we go. First demo of the box. I think flow state's quite nice.
I'm a big fan. Right? Yeah, that might be better. We can reserve it for one time.
I'm surprised by the weapons. They seem easier to pull. I've seen plenty of vlogs and balls going around, whereas like Savage Claw was a pain to find. That's a very disappointing half of a box. Well, Astral was a Marvel promo though, wasn't it? Otherwise, it's a really nice card. Already a playset attempts though. Oh, that's a bit better. I was gonna say the Majestics do seem clumps. Like rather than getting a nice big spread, there seems to be quite a loss of getting to 3 within a set case, which I guess is nice because more people probably want to trade 3s, maybe. But third over the Sphinx. So yeah, cold foil, but not EA because the EA is promo, right? It's gold foil. Sad-ish to see, but we sort of talked about it. It's kind of understandable, right? I mean, Sphinx is probably a card to sort of rationalize Marvel as well. Works in EA because you can extend the headpiece and the body, but then there's a lot of, filler space that probably doesn't look too exciting. Sort of why they had to redo Quick Dodge. Maybe they just wanted to. Well, it's another Majestic. Probably pack away the bulk common. But the stack falls over. Well, still a decent amount of Majestics this box. Potentially one more. Should probably go grab some sleeves. I mean, overall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was definitely on the lower side, but 6 to 8 still feels about where it's at. Do that, and I'll reach over, and that way I can pack up bulk tokens and commons, and just toss them away. Though I do find the limited chap in the set kind of interesting. The stat line is sort of tweaked, where there could be still, some usable cards, potentially. But overall, I would say limited-wise, they've sort of reined in the power. They still have a lot of defensive outs, which I guess is to make up for the fact that, there's more instants and whatnot. That's junk. I think we can get a good rhythm. I say that, and then the double M screws me over. There, there, and there. Yeah. Ooh, it's nice. Double legendary case. I get sleeves. There we go. That's a bit better. That was something I wanted to keep track of, was the expansion lock. Sometimes it feels like they're backing from the back. Not always the back card. I might just be crazy. No. Wow. It's called for, though. No EAs yet. Just Sphinx, Starlight, and a Cold Ball Stun Star. Yes, I should foil. I think some people have been excited about them. And there's still one more box in the case. I think there's no... I guess you'd phrase them as pity marvels this set, where everything's just hard to find. Two, three, 4, 5, 6. Still hitting sort of average for Majestics. We want to count the different Majestics. So that's sort of one of the perks of an elemental set. Is the foiling. You have all like the little nice touches. Jank. Another Astral Strike. A little light on the Majestics though.
Yeah, do you want me to show you how to do it? I think I get it, like just flag wrap it on this fine. Yeah, I'll show you.
Even like the Illusionist stuff, right? Because they've gone very rainbowy for Ziggy, right? Yeah, with the little lightning streaks. Gorgeous. They will definitely be nice to hit. I think Sphinx will probably, well, I guess Starplate has sort of the best reach, whereas Sphinx feels like it's another half of Oscilio. Oh, Cold Foil. I mean, they're not awful. The whole tap your hero, though. It sort of seems like it's undervalued currently, right? In the sense that what they're printing is very, very weak. But it's quite costly to lose your hero. I guess it's so you can't abuse it with the older heroes. Oh. Adult too. Beautiful. Alright, last two caves. Now we can take some stock of things. It's kind of funny, right? Because there's nothing they could really do to redesign it. You know, they could have done like a different color scheme or anything, but instead they just made him bigger. Alright, so one case down. I think that was our... Well, there's still 6 Majestics. 2 Legendaries, Cold Form Majestic. Very decent all around. What I want to see is expansion slot versus normal Majestics. Or against that Majestics. Guess they even out more than I think. Well, I interpret it, right? Because the whole idea is he fused with Aurora's weapon, something like that, right? And that, I guess, made him more humanoid. The 13 expand slot. And then 13 normal. So the fact that they're even is already a change. I can't remember how many Majestics are actually in the set versus the expansion slot. But if there was a hero to ever do, you know, like ults for Oscilio would be the easiest. You just do different colored variants. Still, only in that sense 2 weak pulls from the first case. Leave Oscilio on top. Fun fact, if we get through all the cases today, there's like a 2% chance, apparently, worked out to, to maybe get Belgor. At the very least, I'd like to see one of the rune chants. Ooh. Speak of the devil. Well, it depends how many I get through. I have 8 that I'm allowed to open. So if we speed through it, 8. Which one's Pride? Attack +1. So Greed's still probably the most desirable, right? Because it's card draw. But this and the Go Again one. Curious to see where they land in terms of rarity. Probably one every couple of cases. Something like that. Curiosity is, will there be a use case for it? Because right now the text is basically just, this counts as a rune chant, and when this is destroyed, create a rune chant, and then the start of turn destruction. Which is still really nice. Because you can get better counts of rune chant, potentially, by having that one on the back end. Oh, there we go, an EA. And a Majestic. Oh, it's Fractal Creation too. The potential of the card seems great. But it's what, one defense reaction to shut it down. Another to just completely turn off Auric Shards. Do wish they'd do this more with cards, right? The ulterior color scheme. It's always only a handful. Like Thunderous would have been an easy one, right? Have it be red, yellow, and blue. Oh, that was completely wrong. OMEN'S. Rathe. Foil. Right, well, I should probably leave that on top, no? The new Ponders. I'm taking that close of a look. I think it does look more pondery. Yeah, but making a map though, or well, I suppose it's reading a map, pondering where to go. It's definitely good as a like a static image, as a proper expression of its namesake. Does seem they do what? One alt heart token every set nowish now. Definitely a nice looking rainbow foil. With all the different fractured images. I suppose it's just lighting. No, they are just glimpses of different realities. They definitely did a lot for Wizard and Sage. Remember the thought was, oh, they're not going to do big spells. And then they've got that, they've got the Goyen one. Kind of spooky. We have to do something about the packs. Which means piling them on the desk and they are ready to avalanche. I think it's just Ziggy's that come in EA as the common suite. I don't know, I feel like they should have not done them in blue. That they could have probably been a lot heftier if they were reds, right? Because then you're getting ward and arcane damage instead of not really great value. Where I like the dark pattern there. It's definitely a nice looking card. The little rainbow flecks shooting down. But it's probably one of those cards that I would have rather be like EA rainbow foil. It probably looks nicer. Oh. I'm saying oh for a different reason than you might think. Let's see other L's. Dark orange. Ah. So this is something I'm curious of, right? I think it's the rainbow foils, right? Have the dark orange. And then cold foils have the lighter. Which it's probably a Japanese printing thing. But it's curiosity. I've also noticed the majestic stamp being misaligned. Best pull so far is probably the Pride. Well, I mean, come on. The main thing we're here for is to be a Belgor, hopefully. Yeah, the glove and Starplate were rainbow foil. Did I say it backwards? I probably said it backwards. Cold foil is lighter. Rainbow foil is the darker orange. Which makes me curious how it happened, more so than anything. Let's see, it may fit in this box. Didn't fill this box yet. Oh, yes I did. We're doing 8 cases. Problem is for Belgor to be even slightly rarer than Enigma, has to be 140,000. Well, I think that's a cue to say, these are not my boxes. I'm opening them on behalf of Jene's FaB sales. You can find his links in the description, and orders for OMEN'S stock will be up on Friday evening. But it's nice. I get to scratch my opening itch, and I just want to do that so I can keep track of where the Majestics are from each box. I get to scratch my opening itch and, you know, get an idea of the pull rates. Or any, you know, novelty things. I'm opening such a large volume, like the legendary stamp cold foil. Not cold foil, color difference on the cold foil. should probably stop worrying about the majority of the rainbow foils. They are... I don't know if I'd say really rare. So, what would be the general thought case? They were probably intended to be the usual, you know, Marvel rate of 1 every 2.5, maybe 3 cases. And then you double it because it's been split between 2 print runs, right? So, I would not be surprised if they're, you know, 1 in like 6 cases. So I have a feeling it'll be probably less because they are a Marvel that, you know, you want a playset of 3 of. But it's a tricky one because they split the print sheet between 2 sets, which is a interesting idea. And then Balagor is like a what if, right? Because the statement is he's the rarest card with the exception of the Artist Proofs from Dust Till Dawn to date. So to be the rarest card, it has to be equal to or you know, greater than New Moon. I should say Marvel New Moon. Granted, Rainbow Foil was still 1. Was it 1 every 20 boxes? Was a gold pack? So 1 every 5 cases? But you can get the Rune Chance in gem packs. That was their worst case scenario in case, you know, someone figures out something usable by the time Nationals roll around. To be honest, the community doesn't care enough. So even though it should probably be more costly, it'll probably sit around the same as Emperor New Moon, especially because it's a novelty hero to the next set. So it might be a spike if he's playable in the next set. But I would expect him to land, yeah, between 2 and 5, and probably closer to the 2 side of that. Not 5 digits. There's no one in FaB who honestly cares about high chase enough to pay that much for a novelty hero at the moment, right? I mean, even the thought with New Moon was both her and the Rainbow Foil were going to be a lot costlier than what they ended up. But then again, that's my opinion that, you know, I'm not a big fan of the way LSS are handling high chase. It doesn't really do anything. Ziggy's chess piece. Oh, is there a world where this is decent enough? Probably not, right? Because you're not on Aphrodite. No, but the problem is Hemmel's not buying them. Like, he's buying them to then sell. Or he's trying to open them and then sell. I mean, at the end of the day, it's whatever the price is that people are willing to pay. And I don't think people are willing to pay enough to reflect the absurd pull rate that LSS is attaching to these cards. But I do mean in terms of, you know, New Moon or Emperor back when there was, you know, a usability to them. I don't actually know what if they've fallen much. Because similar to that, I've stopped caring about them because they're not legal. But Emperor was what, like barely pushing 1,000 when he was legal? Maybe a bit more than that.
Who's that one for?
But the glory of pulling him just because he's exceedingly rare. That is what we're after. Drop the cold foil this as well.
Just before you pop it in.
I mean, the easiest rationale is, you know, if you think of any other TCG, if they did this sort of pull rate, what price would that attract? And the simple truth is, FaB is so far behind that, so there is no point in making things, you know, as hard as they are to pull. I think there's definitely a place for high chase, but you got to be realistic within your space. And one in, you know, again, say it's 40,000 to equate Enigma, Marvel Enigma. It's not great. Especially because we have an understanding of the active, or active and in-franchise player base, right? The turnout for the votes for Sage was 10,000. So even if you're generous and you double that and say the active player community is 20,000. I do not know what the print runs though are for Grand Archive, right? Because like serialized cards work, but it's respective of the print size. So even if you lowball Misveil and say 150,000, then you know it's 100 in 150,000 for the Marvel Enigmas. Granted, that's not how the actual pool works out, because then you also have the gold pack adding onto that, because gold packs themselves were 1 in 20 boxes. That's a number that's in my head, so I'm gonna go with it. Crash Site Salvage. This attacks if it's scrapped a card, this gets gold again. If a cog was scrapped this way, create a gold token. I guess, yeah, the main rationale for that is you just think of it as it replaces 3 cogs in your deck. But does it really? Because then you still have to spend puffin into it to equate a cog. Feel like they could just print, you know, different cogs. That would also be a workable solution. Make them a different set of items that actually do other things. Granted, I suppose then you're double dipping on their value, because you're spending cogs into the cards that let you tap cogs. Pile driver. Nice big log. Even just like a cog that cannibalizes other cogs. Right? If cog was just where it started this turn, it enters with an extra steam counter, something like that. Like there's lots of workable ways for them to do it. Alright. Cool. Last this case. Pack stuff away. They semi-organized. Yeah, it definitely feels like 6-star fake Majestics, which is just the norm. It's not a 7. Oh, I've muddied them somewhere. Yes, it was a lighter Majestic. This case was pretty good. I mean, that's where the other pile of Majestics went, right? It was from Oscilio. Yeah, because this case, first case was 2 legendaries. This was Greedy Pride, another legendary. So I think so far they're both, you know, on the high end. And then you tack on the extra stuff you got as well. I mean, the nice thing about this case was there was no bad cold foil, right? There was none of the limited cold foil equipment. Let's probably start separating this stuff into piles. Like, both of these are not great. I suppose Lace Lightning might see some use, since snaps are, you know, not available in Sage. What I'm curious about is expansion slot versus inset. Yeah, so I'm going to say it's about 50-50 still. Around before Majestics, definitely back to like 1 in 18, maybe 1 in 22. But the expansion slot is definitely easier to pull than previous sets. It used to be like, you know, 2 to 1. 2/3 to 1/3. Where now it's kind of more 50-50. So we knew that. Expansion slots, normal, pulls. Because we would like to start ramping it up. Yeah, which is curious, right? Because there's not that many in the Lightning can't pull anyway. So I guess the rationale is more Aurora didn't need anything. Oscilio kind of did with the retool. And then they've just made Ziggy work in conjunction with the actual Armory deck in terms of his Majestics. This is 2 cases so far. Not bad for 2 cases. 3 legendaries. 3 legendaries, 2 marvels, with one of the marvels being a rune. An adult hero. This will be case number 3. I don't think I care too much to separate cases, so I'm just going to crack them all. And we'll just tear through packs. Suppose they will get a little jumbled. The new rune chants currently are only from Gem Pack 5 or as marvels in the set, but they will feature in the next sets as base rarities as well, with the expectation that Greed is Majestic and then the others will be Sage legal, with the main presumption being that there will not be any meaningful interaction with them come this season of play. Even though, you know, again, text-wise, right, it's what? We have, this counts as rune chance, when it's destroyed, create a rune chant, and then that, the beginning, it's just usurp, that doesn't exist currently. It is definitely a weird thing to do. It's, I guess, confidence in their side of testing, and their side of testing is not necessarily always panned out well. Internal testing. So it's up to the community to, I guess, find anything that makes that choice wrong. But I would hope that they are fairly common in the gem pack. So I think they're only Rainfall EA, so they're probably harder to pull than that. I still do want to take out the rares and the foil. That should be good enough. I think even the decision to split chase cards between two sets is kind of questionable. No, it has to specifically say usurp a rune chant. Although it is nice because it's not a rune chant you control, so you can usurp each other's rune chants. Could be a fun interaction. I think it's sort of pointless in terms of these rune chants because there's not really a rationale to have it on board for your opponent to usurp. I guess unless you have an arsenal card, you're just playing it to get rid of it. It's also interesting that aspect that you have the double usurp, right? Because you get something for proccing usurp on the actual card, and then you get the benefit of the usurp for whatever the rune chant does. Be interesting to see the design of the set. Okay, good. That reminded me. So they're handling short printing weapons by having it in this slot, and then having the other expansion slot cards in this slot. I think that seems to be the go. Well, I don't necessarily know if they're, you know, overwhelmingly questionable choices. It's more we went from them explaining certain rationale to now just waiting and seeing.
Yeah.
Do I understand it after next week you can play them as rune chant? Yes, you can play them. So that's why they're in the gem pack, to still allow access to them, which the gem pack's not a great system of gaining access to cards, right? It's good over the long run, but it's not good in, you know, the next time frame till, say, Nationals. And it's their belief that, you know, there's no meaningful actual interaction, but just in case there is, if something's found by the community, then they're in the gem pack to help alleviate any issue with getting your hands on them. The only thing that I can sort of think up currently is just that it makes, like, Deathly Whale easier, since it creates a rune chant on the back end of Deathly Whale, and then if you've taken damage and your opponent's taking damage, you just got 3 rune chant into 3 rune chant. So there is an easier time smoothing certain numbers over, and then the fact that, you know, it's yellow, you could probably just play it over Malefic or Verse. I think Verse is the other one, right? So it gives you the option of getting to rune chant quicker than those 2 cards. So potentially there could be enough interaction. It's then whether or not, you know, it makes Vincent aggressive enough to make them worthwhile over doing something else. Florian could have been debatable, right? Because he'd have a lot more benefit from paying them into, you know, destroy this, or destroy an aura you control to create something. And then also, if Florian's online, they'd be 1 rune chant into 2 rune chant. So a yellow card, a yellow instant card that nets you 3 rune chants could be something. But then again, you'd be wanting, you know, the arcane ping from them, and these rune chants don't have the arcane ping. I think there's enough for someone to try something crazy with them, and then that to create backlash. Ah, yeah, fair enough then. When it comes to Florian. So, yeah, it would mainly be for Rune Gate, and the fact that they create one on the back end. Not to mention, it can smooth over other things, I suppose. Like counting as a rune chant for, you know, defense reactions. It's got that double layer of protection, so to speak, in terms of your opponent trying to clear rune chants, or, you know, hit 1 rune chant to throw your curve off. But I suppose the other question then is how many would you need? The idea being, you know, say you're on maybe 3 of them, maybe 6 of them, and that can be handled through any combination of them. You don't necessarily need 3 of the same because you don't care about the secondary effects. Yeah, stuff like that as well. Well, almost completing the set of legendaries. We're missing just Fortitude. Well, actually, for Ripple, it doesn't count as a token, so playing it doesn't matter. Be the popping side of things. But Ripple's... I forget what the exact wording on Ripple. Because Ripple's tokens, not auras, right? But yeah, overall, I think the main thing, them being yellow instants, counting as 2 rune chants, is quite a big factor. Oh, specifies action. Oh, right, yeah. So on board, even if it pops, it doesn't. There we go. Oh. 2 for 2. Well, so far that's 2 and 3 cases. I don't think that's a good approximation of their pool, right? This is the very, very good one to get, right? Because a draw card will be disgusting. Eventually.
Yeah, actually, I'm back to the roof in a second or 2. I'll still wait 10 minutes to
They are meant to be rarer. It's a conundrum of when you don't open stuff for yourself, you pull everything. And that's Jene waving in the background, hooray.
I don't know what this open, but it sounds good.
Yes, it is quite good.
Did you open the thing?
No, not the thing, but the second thing. And two of them so far. The rune chance, yeah, and two of them so far.
Oh, how is that on the odds thing?
They feel like they should be about one in probably 6 cases ish.
Okay, we're fine. We're good.
So if you get a third one, you'll be really happy.
They keep telling you good. Everything's great. It's supposed to get richer. That's it.
Mm.
I don't think those would be a hard sell, man. I'm gonna be honest.
I think Chris wants them maybe earmarked.
Okay.
He wants the set of them.
Alright. Okay. Very good there. How's it really good?
Problem is, it's probably downhill now with the cases. We're just saying that so that stuff keeps coming.
What is that? What's that?
There. Oh, another majestic. About to do it again. Very good there. There's a little part in the back of my head going, your best case digestion is 15 minutes. You can do it. So we're kind of slower in that sense. But ideally I would like to get through all 8. Right? With 8 cases, I'm allowed to open as many as I can. I don't know when I'm allowed to go till. But hopefully we should be able to get through all 8. Surely. We'll go faster. Need to get a feel for where the rares are. 5 from the back? There? Nope, that was one off. Oh, I was perfect that time when I hesitated. Ugh. As well as our box of chaff commons getting pretty full. Not to mention the rubbish pile. We're in Australia. It is, what time is it currently? 3:30. So late-ish Arvo here in Oz. Oh, how did an Aurora get there? How did Bodyman get there? It's not paying attention. I should probably clean up the packs. Especially because it's time to get rid of this box of bulk. Does add up quickly. The piles of shiny plastic. Do wish we got more paper. Paper was so easy to tear through quickly. want to see a feral EA as well. I don't think it adds much to the EA. That's cool. But it's an intimidating pose from Rhino. Suppose that's the reason you open so much. To even things out. I mean, what's like the worst EA at the moment? Honestly, I don't think the Ziggy common EAs are great. Probably equivalent, or maybe a little bit worse than the Super Saiyan ones. Which is a weird thing about, right? Because the Super Saiyan ones hit 2 decks. He's just hit Ziggy, but Ziggy's popular. So maybe they are a little bit nicer. I think some of the expansional cards are, you know, not too fanciful. Probably don't care so much about... Yeah, well... Browbeat's interesting. I don't think it's, you know, over the top now. But for, you know, like Oscilio, for brightest, for RKO, it's very plausible, right? Because it's baseline being a blue 3 block. Means it has a lot of upside. But yeah, I could probably see it being the worst EA currently for Majestics.
So for 3 weeks?
No. I've got 1 box left. Chromatic's like the only kind of set they did the alternative colors for, right? I think Misfell was the one that had the most. We could have gone away with red and yellow lightning and other stuff. Or I suppose the lightning flow tokens come in different colors. I suppose a Marvel one of them would be nice to see. I feel like there's foil shavings on some of these cards. Interestingly. Question is, which color do you like best, right? Because I think for me, it's not as clear cut. The seismic surges, forest one was great. The other two were kind of more. Yes, they do exist. I think purple would be nice. I'm surprised they didn't do the token in the different colors. The token is just the one. There it is, one. You can get that one in Marvel, and I think it's purple and one other color. Oh yeah, there's definitely powder. You can see it there on this card. It's not great. I think this has been quite a step back in the quality control for the Japan printing. Yes, we gotta pull one. What did I say for the rune chance? Oh, the lightning slope must be so rare, right? And then we'll find one. God, yeah, these packs have been bad. I think even the centering on some of the cards is not great. So I guess it's both the packaging and printing for Japan, unfortunately. And that Majestic sounds pretty off-center. Ah, bad cold foil. I think that honestly is a very, very horrendous card. Because it's fragmented too. Like if it was target attack with fragment, would be okay. The 2 costs just to undo the fragment ability. So awful. Went through 4 boxes with commons and found exactly 4 copies of red chromatic. I've noticed, in terms of the limited side of things, that there is pretty awful clumping. So you generally end up with more of the same cards, if that sort of makes sense. It's like you either have 3 copies in a box, or barely 1. I honestly hate the cold foil draft equipment. I mean, like, this is great. Seekers, the other set was, you know, in the pre-release kit, so no cold foil in the set. I mean, you could have done, like, a random chance at one of the cold foil equipment pieces. Because I think we're getting to a point where a lot of people might actually just be happier not getting cold foil every box and having them all be meaningful cold foils rather than just having the chaff stuff. Alright, other case down. Let me pack up the commons. Oh, almost fits into 1 box. The other nice aspect of this is I don't have to deal with the bulk. Just put it back in the box. Alright. Oh, God. I'm going to very much run out of space. Gold foil. We'll do 3. Alright. Same as before. Should be able to do this decently. Rune Blade. If I don't get too confused. Alright, there we go. So, Greed, obviously being the best pull there. I feel like even just the floor and boots of an small would make them pretty great, right? Especially because Arachne still exists. Even if, like, Syndra makes a comeback. Oh, 2 Rainbow Falls this time around. Yeah. It definitely feels higher than... Oh, I was about to mix them up. 1 in 18, which is the usual Majestic Rainbow Fall, right? That was a case. We're doing them case by case. Again, because agreed, it comes out on top. I suppose at this point, a bad case is where we don't hit either 2 legendaries or a rune chant. With the way things are going. Should be using the boxes as rubbish bins. Ish. Alright, so this is case number 4. Halfway there. But keep up the pace. We're happy. We can do it a bit faster, we're even happier. Oh. It's all about the tear. If I can do the tear quick enough, then we're happy. All I need is that slight glint for the last card. It's either bubble or not bubble. So I suppose I do have to check the second last card for something like that. Was Golden Skull a reasonable printing to replace Tipple? I guess that's curiosity. I suppose the nice aspect of it is you can just hold it until you need to play it, since it has that go again. That's in a pinch when you need to use gravy. Does it count as an ally? No. It counted as an ally, and you could tap it to the cards that want you to tap an ally. That would have actually been really nice interaction. I will say the Marvel Skull looks pretty cool. Hopefully we see one. It's all about where you look. Just keep your eyes trained on the little bottom left-hand corner. It's such a nice change, rather than having it, you know, centered. Now we can actually tear through them a little bit quicker. It's cold foil, and you only need one of all of them. I do think these cards will go up and up a bit. Because everyone, like, you look at it and you go, eh. But then it's actually really reasonable, right? Blue you can fetch out from deck that acts as an extra Kodachi on board. So the fact that you can efficiently go Kodachi, Kodachi, Shuriken off of a blue is pretty nice. Let alone then the fact that they have an extra effect. I'm pretty sure that sentence came out incoherently. Extra effect. Tempt Oven seems really, really common as well. Like, I think it's the Majestic I've seen most by far. I think that's another rainbow foil. Still, legendary case, that's what you want to see. You don't want to see any less. Still missing Fortitude. Yeah. I suppose it's the best legendary not to hit. Because it's okay now. Will be better in the future. Oh, you make me second guess myself. I don't think I missed one. Rainbow foil. The easiest way to tell, even if it's poor lighting, is cold foil does the border. Rainbow foil doesn't. Whereas Third Eye was the only cold foil one so far. Right? So you can see where's like a good catch of light. Can you sort of see how the border's also foiled? Easiest way to distinguish rainbow foil and cold foil. If that ever comes up. I do wish Swift Pickup had 3 block. Like there wasn't a need to make that card worse early on. Speak of the devil. Our 2 block friend. I suppose it would have been really, really awful if they'd locked the go again behind the shuriken trigger. I try to leave them on top, right? Like, that's the rationale I like. Problem is, I suppose actually I should be able to zoom out a little bit. Let's see. Oh, that's my thumb. That should be a little bit better. Yeah, and that way we can put the Majestics off to a side, and we can have the chase stuff actually appear. I don't think Cold 4 Razor Ring is chase. I think they're fun. Right? Is that a bit better? Suppose you guys don't really need to see the rares or the foils either, so I could probably do that. Right? Use it to sort. Where's my hands? I'm opening here. Hey, the real reason we're speeding through this is we want that chance, that full 8x chance, 2% to open Bale Door. I'm gonna get confused by my piles now because I've moved everything. Ugh. Do that? Yep, I want to put them straight there. Just take me a tick to readjust. I grab the rare. Rares, foil, tokens. I remember to hold my thumb up too. And feel the cards. I do like the leech cards as well. They have pretty cool upside. With the fact that you can get those multiple ping. Leech Life obviously being the standout one. With a lot of potential. If I leave my hand here, I think that's the perfect space, right? Yeah, okay. So expansion slot is same as how Compendium was handled. Can be in either of the two back slots, with the weapons appearing, or any card short printed, so the shurikens too. Oh, that's the wrong slot. Appearing in that first slot. So I don't know if I like that way of handling short printed. Oh, what is it? Gear Turner. Search your deck for a cog, then shuffle. 1/5. Have to hit in order to extend it, so you don't have the option. Suppose it's good for forcing blocks. Why does my head go? It would have felt better as a yellow 4, right? So you've got the pitchable side of things. Thirty cards off having built Oscilio 2, Major Pains, Star Plane 5, the new Majestics. I wouldn't mind looking into it. I played him mostly for pre-release. Oh, I guess I split. I played him for draft, I played Aurora for sealed. But Oscilio was definitely a lot more fun than just aggro hand dump. Even though I like aggro hand dump. Well, no, I like thoughtful aggro. So I wouldn't mind looking into building him. With all the instant pings. I suppose in that rationale, you definitely want all of the new cards for Starfall. In that regard, it does seem like the change to Majestics is not in your favor, with the set Majestics being seemingly slightly harder to pull. And throw with Aurora 2-1 with Oscilio and 1-2 with Ziggy. Or our draft pod was was funny. no one pivoted or wanted to do Aurora, right? So it was 6 people, and it was 3 Ziggies, 3 Oscilios, and the cards that just circled about for Aurora. God, if someone had pivoted, it would have been pretty nuts. I think for limited, leaning on Ziggy's weapon is pretty nice, right? But again, it doesn't seem like there's enough value to it. Like either the bulk of the auras you're playing for it needed to be better, or it itself needed to do something slightly different. Like still 2 arcane, but I don't know. It would have been crazy if it was something like remove the Halo counter. I don't quite know what they could have done. I feel like we've slowed down because of the bulk box. Right, so that's 2 cases, 2 boxes for this case. I'm curious though if we end up with full playsets of every Majestic, because it should be about 3 to 4 cases for the Majestics. The flaps on the box, that's what showed me. Kind of dislike a lot of the recent heroes in FaB come out super uncooked. Yeah, they're definitely slowing the roll. Just so they don't have a repeat of, you know, Miss Vale or Aurora, which is definitely unfortunate. It's sort of where, like, the supplemental set felt kind of weird. Compendium. Because it kind of moved the needle, but not a whole lot. Like, if it was this into supplemental and they, you know, gave Ziggy a lot more support, maybe. Like, I understand, you know, they want an adequate life cycle for the heroes. But it also doesn't, you know, do well for the product. You know, if the hero's not represented a lot, straight away advancing, you know, mind you, Aurora might be. Then it doesn't really help move the product. Not in the same way, you know, where a new deck in any other TCG's front center. The other thing I like is that as a semi-new player, it means I have my pick. Yeah. Yes, it's that weird balancing act. Making sure that they benefit the new players along with the new heroes in that sense. But it does feel like they're kind of overly cautious. I think the weird aspect about it is, you know, in a perfect world, it should all work out, because the hero pool's so large that they shouldn't actually. I guess they're not that rare. The hero pool should take care of that problem. They don't trust enough because of the 2 they got through, so to speak. Well, almost a playset of Pride. Which I guess is something. It also becomes a curiosity, right? If the rune chants themselves are somewhat clumped. Because if they are, you know, meant to be super rare, then the chances of finding the same one, like a third different one, would have been more, I guess, acceptable in my head. I suppose they didn't really say that the rune chants were super rare. We're just going off of how many were pulled at Worlds, at World Premiere. It's a type of thing where we'll have to, or I'll have to, look around at some point. Yeah, the fact that they're not spread out, that's just been, it's been one almost every case at the moment. It's definitely something. All we need is the hero. He's got to be somewhere in here, right, with all the rune chants. Not that he can actually use any of them. I was also, in that sense, contemplating, is there a way where they could make rune chants open to everyone in a limited sense? Because usurp's kind of weird, right? Because usurp, the way it's worded, feels like it should be the backbone of limited, or at least a cool interaction for limited. And in order for that to work, everyone has to be Runeblade, or everyone has to be able to create rune chants for them to be usurped. I think that is the full Ziggy, because I think one of them doesn't actually come as cold foil. Funny enough. Right? Those are the gloves. That's the headpiece. And we got, I'm pretty sure we got one before, did we? Yeah, we got the chest piece, right? And I feel like the legs, with the legs the embrace lightning? I can't remember. I suppose, in the sense of a good mix of cards, these cases have been very, very good. Yes, that is a curiosity. Like, the simple fact that the rune chants exist for the next set means that it's Runeblade into Runeblade, if you don't count the Mastery Pack. Although, is Aurora, rune chant Runeblade, I suppose is the question you ask. There's a new R equipment app. Alright, so that's what we're, I guess, on the lookout for then. Though in that sense, I'd rather not, get the low rarity cold foils. We've been dodging them fairly well. Yeah, that case. Right, this was... No. We're ahead on cold foils, although I never really count the marbles as cold foils, if that makes sense, in terms of the, one cold foil a box philosophy. Most because, yeah, guys. I'm glad that she's sort of morphing away from just Euro cost dumps, actually being something-ish interesting. But I think the whole point is just the pressure to force them to block skies. Because the idea being that Aurora doesn't care about lightning flow for the majority of other things. So they're just this big presence on board. Oh, there we go. Double expansion slot. The general idea... I mean, you could also utilize them for the destroy aura cards, right? Could be interesting. I feel like there was a 0-3 or 0-4. Go again if you destroy an aura, something like that. Oh, second hand piece. And a press. Press is actually nice, right? That's a desirable rare. I'd probably tuck the rares away. I don't really care what case they came from. And foils. Yeah, I think that's sort of, I guess, half the problem. For her to really get away from just aggro dump is the fact that those cards are more defensible. So it's that conundrum of, can you get to the point where you have enough damage to not care? Or do you need to force your opponent to block every now and then so that they don't disrupt your own tempo? Compared to easier cover rune chant pings. It would, I guess the only thought that comes to mind for me would be the cards that, you know, stack if this deals damage. Then again, a lot of the new attack are restricted the first time this deals damage, so they can't ping multiple times. Rare, Majestic, Foil. Last rate, and then I definitely have to do a little bit of cleanup. So I have space on the desk. Anything in the last two packs? Answer will be a no. At least, well, either a bubble or expansion slot. I mean, Anchor Sling and foil is pretty nice. Alright, foil. Rare. Chase with greed on top. Pride. Only one greed. Greed would have been nice to get two of. Set, not, set, not set, yeah. Don't talk is the, I guess I can put that there, it's a cold foil. Don't talk so my brain can process the card. Well, this is the first time where expansion slots is a decent amount less. But they are still fairly even, height-wise. Greed and 2 pride. 3 rune chants. Definitely interesting to skim through other people's pools and see how common they are. Two foxes in this set. There's the one. Oh god, that we'll come across them. I want to say it's the Electrolyze is one of them, right? I actually can't remember if Electrolyze is a fox or some animal-like card. I mean, we probably look through the Majestics. Yeah. I mean, aesthetically, it makes sense with the Wayfarer region. But it is also fun when artists, you know, sneak stuff in like that. Like Magic did it. did it really well. Oh, no, this desk was too crowded. It wasn't to begin with. Massive desk. Electrolyzes a fox, yeah. And it's a majestic, right? Definitely want to say it's majestic. The inset majestic. Why is the name eluding me? Maybe it's not actually a majestic. No, I do not know what the second one is then. I guess I have a vague image in head. Small little white fox in respite. Ah. Well, I'm sure we'll come across it. Any case box for rubbish? Alright, this is number 5. All we want to see is our purple little demon friend. This gives you life. Plus more if you cracked an aura this turn. Ominous Respite? Yeah, with a little campfire. That's why I should know it, because I used that image in thumbnails. The fox was going to be covered by where I usually put riding, and I think I moved it up just enough so the fox head is still visible. I don't know why I thought that was majestic, but yeah, stat line. It was nowhere near a majestic. Alright, we can find a copy of Ominous Respite, I'm pretty sure. Ha! Speak of the devil. See? That's how we summon cards. Has to be 2. I have to say it's we'll find it, and someone has to say it's rare, or I have to say it's rare, and someone has to say we'll find it. That has to be how it works. Right? The little white fox. Oh, I'm too far forward. Yeah. There-ish. Junk, Razor. Didn't actually look at Cracked Bubble. Do they move the needle at all? It's just dead in the water. It's just dead in the water. No new update to whatever's growing out of it. It's always one way to do it. Just pick a odd theme and then find as many obscure cards as you can around it. I mean, I suppose you could start with the artist for those cards and see what other FaB cards he's done. They've done. I didn't actually look at the name. There's a Merculus, guys. First time it steals damage to our you may throw lightning arrow if you do deal 1. Okay, so it's not... It doesn't deal 1 on behalf of the attack you buff with it. It's just straight damage. It's just boom grenade, essentially. But it requires the lightning flow. Except that I have shadow creeping through the bubble. That would be cool. Alternative art bubble. Something from the other side. Ninja Majestic from Mist. Really? With a fox instead of a tiger? That's a curiosity. It would be cool if the crack bubbles were set themed. I have have like a little booklet of one from every set, and I suppose they are pretty meh, because they are basically the same design. There's our third practical creation. That was a pretty good pack. Well, Ancestral Harmony. It's like the gates, and then the fox is on the steps or something like that. I mean, the crack bomb on this could have easily been, you know, like sparking with lightning. Would have been cool. I don't think it was missed because it was an expansion slot card. So even if it is intended for someone else, the card still appears inset. Yeah, I think heavy hitters or go the other way and go Rosetta. Red Lure Harpoon is a cool card. With a snazzy effect. A great way to handle, you know, blue harpoons. Like, it's something that is beneficial, but not, you know, as disruptive as the big reds. We're getting there. A few more harpoons. Yes, a fox is a fox. That is what I'm interpreting. Ponder is a little bird and a little rabbit. Oh, do you count that as a fox? The little snout? Gemstone? I think it's a fox. I think it's the same artist too. Where is it? No, it's not. I'm crazy. Yeah, stealing a card from your opponent to play later. That is very piratey. There was a Marvel Ponder with the new art at the world premiere, right? Wasn't there? Ah, you didn't notice the Ponder. The Ponder was Tommy. I'm sure we'll come across another one. I mean, double check. It was definitely a different style fox with the gemstone and everything. Or was the Japanese events, right? The most recent calling. Not calling. What was it? What was it calling? Yeah, because Ponder was revealed a little while ago. Which I suppose it would be a prize ball card? At future events, surely? Was it the one where they headlined Sage? Or am I now thinking of Hong Kong? Might be because I mixed up the packs, but I'm going to say this case is so far not as good as the last few. Guess we're running out of juice. Another Starfield. They seem fairly common. I remember the Pleiades ones were pretty tough to find. But so far that's quite a few of the Zyggy Armory deck pieces. Put away the commons. Start a new box. We want a ponder, and now we find no ponders. do find FaB's clumping kind of weird. That that there isn't much spacing. Like you have like a preordained set of cards that you're always going to hit within your little area. Kind of incentivizes, you know, shopping around for cases. Although it worked out well this time around with the double rune chance, triple rune chance, double of the same rune chance. Majestic, oh, there we go. I suppose the way they're handling short prints does allow for that, where you can get, is that 4 Majestics? 3 Majestics. Total quandaries. Fish, no little astral foxes. Nope. Marvel Pleiades Confidence. Yeah. Confidence just doesn't feel that right, does it? So there was the ponder. Jeweled fox. Has to be a fox. I feel like the prize wall tokens don't do very well. Like everyone was speculating on Sigil of Fate and hasn't been great. Hero Scramble, interesting. And they gave them the Ponder. I mean, I guess that's a good chance that it might appear as a promo elsewhere. There's some sort of little set of events. No other animal has a snout like that. That is true. I don't even think the, in all honesty, the Marvel tokens, I mean, Sigil of Fate was okay. Like the toughness and the confidence, I don't think they look great. It goes back to there being that just bad amount of dead space on the card for it to be a Marvel. It is the right ratio, right? Like the right size snout to be, without being, you know, like Anteater or Arc Bark. What's something else with a elongated snout where you go Static Shelter. I actually don't think we've seen a Static Shelter at all, interestingly. Oh. It's right there, that's why you brought it up. First Static Shelter. It is, oh, I think it's a cat. That's too short. I mean, we're hoping to find a Marvel Lightning Flow. But maybe they are rare. Wait, what? And I just glossed past it? No, I just pulled Shelter. This is where time delay is getting me. Just to double check. Before I go crazy. Surely I would have noticed a Marvel. The issue when you go on autopilot. But yes, it's definitely the Stack Shelter we're referring to. Good. Ooh. Ooh. Wolf. Wolf? What's the one at the back then? I'll leave that up to you. Junk. Temperance Kiss. Foil junk. Smoky Fox. You are counting it. Maybe they had like a group chat and they all just went, we have to include hidden foxes in cards. Ooh. Right? Another one? And they come as Marvel in the pre-release kits. Well, we don't get another look until I find another one. So it was... I will look. Was Glide? Yeah, where'd it go? Conflicting Thoughts. I guess Glide is a rare. Wow, Conflicting Thoughts and Glide is what we'll go with. Guess we can slow down a little bit for a fox hunt. Ears are too big. Some sort of lemur. Baby fox? Baby fox. That was on Electron Jolt Stepped. There you go. Perfect set to kickstart your foxes. Debatable on that one. I mean, this is the same party from Respite. Is there a little white fox somewhere in the picture? That's a meep. Ah. I suppose by that, you wouldn't count mischievous meeps. I think we can definitely say this is the worst case so far. Even though it's not horrible. If we still find a legendary, I think it's fine. You don't want to extend it to Fox adjacent? I feel like Dracofire could have been EA. Or even, well, We're a bit far off them doing marbles. Any of them a foxhead? Surely. Dragon. I guess they're all the, God, I forget what they're called. You know, the antler ones. Or someone can correct me. Oh, yeah. There we go. Purple one, too. We'll come back to it. The case picks up. Oh, and an Astral Strike. Single-sided, though. Interesting. I suppose there's no points. Because you don't have text on it anyway. But it could be completely textless on the marble side. Or like on the other side. Is purple nice? Yeah. Draco, not Dragoon. Slight distinction. Foils. Get rid of these. The question is, what is the third color? So I would definitely say it's prettier than the blue ones. Alright, definitely prettier than that. But it's one to represent all of them, right? It is a novelty. That makes me want to look through more cards. Older cards. Where's the... No, blue, imp. All imps. That is not how the foil goes. Well, it's definitely not a serpent, so you got me. We are pretty much just missing an elf in this case. Problem is now we have to look in like oddball places because it'd be so easy just to sneak a fox into some of these cards. I would insert joke that I have a license, but it's a reptile license. No, there's no foxes. There's no foxes in high seas. I don't need to check it. You're making me squint on Gear Turner. Tools, people. No hidden fox. I think we're in the clear for most of the rares and commons. Oh, there's our legendary. Still missing Fortitude. No fox on the innate. Serpent. Was there any foxes in Egypt motif? I'm a little ways away from insane over foxes. Everything must be fox checked. We've pulled exciting stuff, but now we're onto the novelty. But the OMEN'S macro. We'll check it, but I'm pretty sure. Because I've also looked at that one a lot. It's not a fox. There could potentially be foxes in the, like the full art of it. The more landscape portion. Because that has a bit more of a tree line and a hill. Well, double rainbow foil. That's pretty good. I mean, that sort of means you can say that they're not 1 in 96, they're 1 in 90-ish. Green is meep, is what I'm inferring so far. No one in the bubble? You gotta look for like things with even just tree branches. Like a fox would have been perfect up there. But no fox. Commons away. 3 to go. Have to petition them to sneak more foxes in. Alright, so this is the 5th case. Expansion, none. It's not bad on the chase side of things. With the lightning flow. 1 and 2 legendaries are pretty nice. Now that case too. Guess the lightning flow can take over from the rune chance. Oh. What to do with all the rubbish? What's the worst issue is I've lost my opening tag. sort of works. That's kind of what I'm doing. Made its way to the floor, which is not great. There's definitely the nice aspect about MTG is you can just pick a theme and run with it because there's plenty of cards. Alright, case number 6. Case number 6. I guess, but yeah, the only thing left for us to really find is Bailgore. Anything else? And meh. Oh, and I suppose Fortitude. Just so that there's some of every legendary. I do find viable interesting because, like, I never really played MTG in a proper sense. It was just mainly kitchen table. Whereas FaB, I've played more competitively. Fox to me or Fox to MTG? And it only matters to me if it's a new Fox card. I suppose the question is, what is the highest chase Fox in FaB? Would be the thing to try and figure out. Oh, ah, it's the same. No, they are different. Interesting. So it's blue and 2 purple, but it's slightly different purple. Because this is, I guess, ruins, whereas this is, I want to say crystal, but, you know, I see water and it seems like icebergs. Marvel Ponder right now. It's probably Rainbow Fall Ancestral Harmony, in a sense. Pink, purple, yeah, I guess it is lighter. And you go with the coloring around it. I don't know. If I didn't slow down, I would have thought they were the same card. Blues for Oscilio, pink is Ziggy, purple for Aurora. Ah. That does make sense. So why is Aurora in sort of like a wasteland? Like, that makes sense, because it's got the crystals in the background. Sell a bill. Oh, really? So cheap. In that sense. Not really a chase box. Yeah, sure. We can check the foiling. Oh. I was curious if those were the foils, but they were not. Right, we still have plenty more. I'm sure we'll come across one. I guess that is a tough question. It's probably just the static. But I guess we should see. Conflicting thoughts. Oh, the EA and Gem Pack, yeah. I remember, it's only red in the Gem Pack. I believe, right? I will say Gem Pack 5 is looking to be a pretty good one. With quite a good mix of cards. Suppose because there's no Gem Pack for the Mastery Pack Warrior. Right? So they're like mixing it up. I suppose you've got some of the cards like Shove Off. Is it Shove Off? I think it's Shove Off.
No, that's a pretty common one. So you can get in that.
Foil is Duality. Not Electrolyze. Nothing in press. No sneaky lightning shaped fox. Yeah, if you don't play, chance you finding something specific from a Gem Pack. I mean, the nice thing is, by the end of the season or even halfway through, they end up really kind of cheap. Well, they didn't put normal foil in the Gem Pack, in the set. That's interesting. I suppose they have done that with other cards before. It's usually been, you know, not... It's a common? I think it's a common. Yeah, the 3-block is such a good element. 3-block, opt for Blaze. I mean, I did think the card was meh. Like, it's okay as, you know, a 3-block 4/0/4. But for Blaze, it's just, oh god. It's a lot scarier now with that interaction. Especially because of the other arcane possibilities. There's one card, at least one card, that has 2 lines of arcane, and you can select the cheaper one, so to speak. You only have to use 1 charge for like a 3 or 4 arcane ping. Force field. No keeping foxes out. Oh, Constellatiara, also not a great cold point. It does feel like the limited stuff could have just been completely cut. Even if it was, you know, prize support for limited, that kind of would have been cool. Ah, so there might not be a foil electrolyze if it's in the gem pack. Well, there'll be whichever colors are not, I suppose. Either way, we're yet to see one. Close but not quite. Another box for commons. Oh, there's so much bulk in FaB. The Toughen Up EAs look really cool. Oh. Junk. Sort of junk. Surely we can find yellow or blue electrolyze. Majestics, Path, and 1 rare. Which I suppose is sort of why they just want to get it done. They want to circle around and make sure to hit them all. Does make me curious what they'll sort of do once they run out, right? Because they'll get to a point where all the current heroes are just from sets. They can't be marveled. Yeah, old arts. So they'd have to be rainbow foil marbles, I guess, in that sense. Unless they change the policy. It feels like they were sort of going that direction because they had the... There's conflicting thought. They had the idea in... Was it Rosetta? Yeah, it was Rosetta. No, yes. Yes, it was Rosetta with Aurora, right? They had a different art. And then they just never did that again. Aside from, you know, like the Japanese promos and stuff like that.
How much do you think?
Ooh, another duddish corn foil. I suppose overall we can't really complain. Where was it? Yeah.
You got to pick 2 team heads.
Yes. Rabbit foil.
I think I'm doing something with it.
I know they have done that before, where they've excluded something,
Yeah.
but I'm pretty sure it was because it was higher rarity. I think they care so much about the commons and rares. Maybe it was a rare that I'm thinking of.
Are they going to tell me that I need to close the doors on the business because the pools have been terrible?
No, the pools have been quite good.
Yay! Oh. You're going to stay open. Any more of those FaB and not actually no. It's good to get.
Yeah, you're on to your third one.
Oh. How many different ones are those? How many different types of those?
There's 7. There's 1 for each of the sins.
Okay, can we get them dupes yet?
Yes.
Okay. Is all 3 the same?
No. 1 is the thought to be the rarest one, and then 2 as a dupe.
Well, the only way we can top this is to pull that.
The really rare one.
Yeah.
Legendary.
No,
Suppose that legendary and the lightning flow. This case isn't actually that bad either.
you won't finish that trade, right? No, you can price it, right? Yeah, yeah.
How many weapons are in this gem pack? It's the heroes. Actually, are the hero marbles in the gem pack? So you have the other 2, and then you have quite a handful of EAs, don't you? actually feels like there's more in this gem pack than previous. I'm actually curious about the count there. Maybe more so that just means there's less duds. On Roughshod had foxes on it. Oh, did it? Because that's also EA in the gem pack. It's an interesting one as well, because that doesn't quite have a place, right? Since KO's gone. Five weapons, 3 heroes, Lion Claw, and Pile Driver. Yeah, okay. I suppose it's not that sizable difference, right? Because there's been weapons with the 2 different sides. All right, case 6 down. And the piles of rares behind it are starting to cast shade. It's like normal.
How many cases have you gone to?
There's 2 left.
Oh. I wonder if you can get those started. I was thinking that.
I can probably do one more.
Yeah. Oh, like even.
I think I'll do one more.
If you think.
Alright, well, we'll see how long this case takes. Otherwise, we did a pretty good job. 7 out of the 8. Okay. If we tear through this, we might be able to get the weight done. Okay. We'll speed up by not separating out the foil, I think. And grab the foils at the end. Oh. There we go. Finally found one. It is foil. Actually, I wrote an egg. We will separate out the foil, so I'll do it later. There we go. Junk foil. Oh, rainbow foil though. Still though, a FaB. I mean, sort of expected. Rainbow foil every 5 to 10 cases, somewhere in there. Still missing one legendary, and then we've hit everything. Aside from, obviously, the whole sweep. Whole sweep of Rune Chance and Balgor. There's a red one too. More Shiny Bliss. Oh, let me catch it correctly. Yeah. I don't know. Like, yeah, it's probably an auto include into them. But it is still restricted to Lightning. It'll still be expensive, I suppose. Not huge on it, right? I mean, it is obviously a proper gem, I suppose. But I don't know. The bubble kind of seems weird. I think no FaB will top the Arcanite shard I pulled. Which I suppose fair enough, right? Cold Ball too. We just need Viz to come back. We'd have a reason to play it.
Yeah, so what's the chase spell for this set?
Probably the chest plate.
Oh, yeah.
Just because it goes into all 3 heroes.
Yeah.
I think having a token slot, as in stacked with the cards, will probably make this a little bit quicker. Hoping, yes. Shadow Viz set 20. Potentially. I mean, I would like to see Shadow get some love. It is by far the worst card pool of cards in FaB at the moment. I mean, we know at the very least it will be Shadow. Wow. Yeah, the weird thing, it doesn't. They could just make him chase for both sets and have no relevancy. Without being just weird. Chaos 2 would also be awesome to see. Still want a Chaos Bard. Almost 2 sets of the Ziggy armor. Yeah, the Chaos cards, design-wise, seem really cool. It's just a shame that they're not really suited for the decks. Like, you need some sort of value from playing a Chaos card in said hero. Like, whenever you play a Chaos card, do something. Or a way to, like, stack their decisions in your favor, some way to manipulate the outcome. I mean, the new block from this is also really, really cool. Surely that means there's something to come. Because if they wanted to just print arachnid cards, they could, you know, easily do that. We'll have to pack up some of the commons. Try and knock over the stack. Probably get rid of the balls and the rares as well. I think we're half-ish away. The problem with Uzuri is how do you print, I guess they all have to be specs, how do you print stuff that works, that isn't just stolen by other heroes, like other assassins? Because in Sage, if you just printed better 2 costs, in either sense, they'd probably still be workable. Tome is really cool. Yeah, the whole chaos shtick for, well, Mario is just rolling. And then the others don't really care. Flippy. Like, Flippy's just chaos in name. Goes against his turn value to try and tack them on, I guess. The problem also then with Uzuri is one new set of specs good enough? I think, yeah, more of like the death touch clause is actually probably their best case. Print those types of cards. Yes, and then Meat Madness falls in line because it's still a chance at disruption. Which, in that sense, your opponent still has to deal with it, even if the odds, you know, aren't completely going to disrupt. Yeah, token. Oh, this is the pseudo snatch. Like a 0/5 looks cool with snatch, right? Especially as 3 block. God, fragment. Fish, fish, all fish, all fish. Well, one day maybe we get a an alchemist class that leans more heavily into them. I suppose it'd be funny because if we did, then you know the codexes wouldn't actually be able to run. That is the chaotic nature of chaos. Or the brute mentality. Whichever way you look at it. What have I done? That goes there. These go here. Here we see a shiny. Alright, believe someone else. They don't get in my way. Little with regret, maybe it's time is nearing. Oh god, that and escalate bloodshed. Interesting design. I mean, riddle with regret to pop the new rune chance, maybe. That's also taxa. Wait, I can't remember. Do you both destroy Aurora, or is it just the upkeep cost of the riddle? I think no, it's just the upkeep cost. Yeah, plus the flow. Because individual names, not counts. Again, if memory serves. Instant, yeah, would have made sense.
I'll check now.
Okay.
Foil, majestic.
I just responded and asked Jene to get back to you and get back to you. That's fine. Just letting you know in case you want to
It's all good.
Cool. Aurora. Young Aurora. Still a marvel. I don't know if it looks that great. Seems very, very dark. Being features and phase, they lose X life. Or X number of auras they control when it's triggered. Oh, it's not. It's not different names. Interesting. And then if there are 3 or more auras, this gets destroyed. Yeah, so at instant, just so you can tax them at the end of their turn for whatever setup. That would have actually been a nice job. Instead of costing you. Like, they could have even just done instant pay a life. Something if they wanted that. Incorporated. Why I need to get rid of the common stacks. It's an action which means you take one and you're in phase, and yeah, they have time to clear it out their auras if possible, because they have the whole turn cycle to do something with them. Yes, that makes it arguably worse. Considerably worse. Yeah, if it was instant 2 punishing, I think it would probably have to be individual names at that point. Or, you know, unique names, however you'd word it. But it'd be a cool Uno reverse for, like, Stacked Saurian. Granted, if it's instant you played it at the end of their turn, they could still weasel out. Or they could play around it. But it would have been a bit more fun and interacting. Instead of just bad. That's a comeback position, yes. It has the same feel as the one from this set, but this set obviously significantly better. Like, sure, the idea made sense for high seas, but yeah, kind of meh. I think it's our second Nourishing Glow. I don't think we've seen any of the others. Oh god, Chaos Wizard. I feel like that'd be too egregious.
Oh, I feel like no, so like that's fine. I don't even know. Yeah. He's in my mind. So AJ and Isaac.
Alright, last is the case. Or we could squeeze out the last one. I think we can get the last one done. Log is not good enough. We need a cold foil log.
Yeah, that's fine.
I suppose that is true. They didn't factor a control fatigue wizard with access to ungodly amp, or what in the first iteration the draw card, the draw wand, draw staff. All right, quickly sort. Oh, there we go. That was a set with more expansion slot. I don't know if chaos is enough. I suppose we'd have to see the whole a whole card pool designed around it. I mean, it does seem really fun. But I just want Chaos Bard. Wasn't there one showing of Kraken 8th of Vein? And that was before they changed their mentality of pre-banning, where they want, you know, the community to pull it off once and then rein it in, rather than preemptively getting rid of anything. Oh, really? That's good to know. So it is almost double. So it makes sense that they flipped the pull rates. Because you are definitely getting more or equivalent expansion slot cards to the inset card. right. Last case, but we gotta steamroll through it. Which I think we can do. The last one we did fairly quickly. I think it was 20 minutes, if not slightly less. So it should be good on this. You know, last chance. I think Belgor. There's always a hope. I would like to see them slow down on heroes and just better improve what's currently around, right? I like Betsy's log, so it shows that they can figure out a one-card solution. No Fox check. I'm sure we've gone through all the cards at this point. We catch a glimpse of one at foil. We'll pause. All three heroes. Shame that Aurora wasn't adult. Otherwise it would have been one of all of them in adult. Still pretty nice. And nope, no foxes. Box. Oh. There we go. That's all you get. Yeah. They're gonna continue to show up now. Including the 3 equipment pieces. So I wouldn't necessarily count them. So there is still not significant left, but there is less in the set. Although, I guess you count like Lion Claw Maul and Betsy's Log at a third to half a card. So call it like 18 to 15. Definitely a smaller expense slot than what we've seen. Caress the Reaper. It's a nice looking card. I do like the open-ended nature, right? Whenever this deals damage and destroy any aura, not token. Like that in the new gauntlets is pretty nice.
No.
I'm curious where the chaos cards take place. Like, is this a physical crazy place, or is it just crazy people? I just know total 37, which that does. I was basically starting with oh, plus the actual Puritan as well, because they're legendary, so they'd be short printed. So, in approximation of how they usually do pulls, the two sets of expansion majestic cards are probably equivalent. Clean up the comments. About halfway through the case. Oh, wrong pile. I still think it should be some sort of like trophy shot. Something to get overpowered without having to spend the floor in smaller turns. Which I guess is what they're trying to do, especially with like settle the bill. Double M. Yes, it has been a little bit. Uni has been busy. Although we are at the tail end. Oh, you think the gem's cute? May I enlighten you as to what's been pulled today? But wait, there's more. I think they're a bit more exciting than the Fable. I think destroy this crate, engulf and harpoon, go again. Yeah. That would also sort of work, right? Because then rather than using it to gain overpower without having to pitch and dive the harpoon cannon, you now need less cards, right? You'd only need, well, you need, like, I guess, tunic and one card to still send something okay-ish. And then if you have any buffs, you're even happier. This has been... This is the 8th case. Zag Shelter's also a really nice one to be an EA, right? I mean, there's a good share of owls in there as well. I mean, I was hoping to see at least one rune, let alone 3. I mean, it'd still be awesome if in the last box-ish of packs to my right here there's a Bale Gore. That'd be a nice way to end it. Box. Oh, gauntlets. Still no fortitude, but every other L. Yeah, like a cracking off in the distance. She goes for the Goldfin Harpoon. Right. The gauntlets, yes, work hold well. The easiest way to tell, apparently, Japanese printing is whether it's yellow or orange. The symbol is slightly off. There's one. Beautiful. There's the rainbow foil. Alright, the rainbow foil's darker. Funnily. Cold foil is this case. Lucky Shock Quiver. Yeah. Golden Luck Quiver. Even in like going real wide, where you could create a Goldfin through Marlin, a Goldfin through the Quiver, and have the 2 fodder cards to discard would be cool. It would definitely be something really nice for Sage. Since that can be really tricky to find the starting point. I feel what you just take Mercula straight away, even for CC, just because the extra block. Ooh. Alright. Lucky last pack. The 8 cases. Bailgor or Busts. I will do that, so we can't see, because I'd assume it'd be second from the back. It's 5:40. Almost dinner time. Close date. I guess it's something. And... well, I suppose it's still an expansion slot card. No super rare card. Oh well. Alright. Now just the obligatory take stock of what we pulled. And that's 8 cases down. Bench slot normal. Yeah, that's. Yes. That's.
Don't touch anything, just put your hand. Should be right.
I should have sorted that correctly. Normal expansion slots. Pulls. Start with the well no, I do want to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I count my head. Nope, that doesn't work. I'm just gonna do 10s. It's been a longish day. 20. I honestly, I don't have the head for this, apparently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 60. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 70. 80. 90. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 105 inset Majestics in 8 cases. I'm not going to do the math now. That can be for my head later. 105. I'm just going to repeat 105. So, I know. 1, 2, 3.
What I'm saying is, that'd be good.
And then 109. So about equivalent. Which is already different, right? Because they're still together. Oh yeah, Skullbone or New Horizon. Probably New Horizon, right? There'd be easier ways to make that work with like 3 of a kind and stuff. Potentially. But about the same Majestic. So the rate, you know, you could say is even-ish. Alright, Marvels, EAs, Legendaries. And I'm gonna put the runes separate, I think. Because that's the curiosity, and the Fable can be separate too. And then just regular cold foils? Yeah. Yeah. That's. Oh. There. EA. Do you count Razor Ring as EA? I'm not going to. Marvel, Legendary. EA. I suppose you could probably just count all of them as the same thing. In 8 cases, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 legendaries, right? So slightly more than 1 a case. And 2 cold foils. Yeah, so there hasn't been any huge retracement, which is good. That's what you want to see, right? But no Fortitude. All of them but Fortitude. which is interesting. 1 Rainbow Foil, Voltaris. 3 Rune Chance. 2 Pride, 1 Greed. Interesting. Yeah, only 1 Starplate as well. Right? There was 2 Third Eyes. 3 Grasps, 1 Starplate, 3 Boots. So Starplate and Fortitude is sort of what we lacked. And then 2 Lightning Flow. Interestingly. Different Lightning Flow 2, which is good. So missing 1 of them. 1 Young Hero and 2 Adults. So do with that what you will as well, right? Because they're usually about the same rate. It's just the adults are more desirable because they're adults. But who knows? With Sage going on, right? But what? 5 Marvels in 8 cases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So if we count the Marvels and the legendaries, it's still about that 1 cold foil a box, right? Is there anything super exciting? I think so. A good, well, I think it was 2 sets of Ziggy's equipment. A playset of Fractals. I think Stack Shelter is the one that stands out, right? Well, it's usually about a month, and then everything falls into place, right? Because people, like, you'll have a decent chunk opened this week, and then you have everyone else trading, and that's when, you know, stores come down and everything comes down. But obviously, for those going to nationals, you gotta do what you gotta do, apparently. Overall, I think they're good cases, right? Especially because of the greed. Be interesting to see, you know, how they fare, how hard they actually pull. It's one of those things that you won't really know because it's sort of the first iteration of taking a print sheet and splitting it in 2 sets. So I'll have to look at and see how many other people have pulled when it comes to the rune chance. But yeah, it is interesting that there was a duplicate. But I think that's me spent. 8 cases. How long did it take us? It took us 3.5 hours. That's pretty alright, right? With some leeway to clean up and some chit chat. Yeah. I mean, the same goes for Australia. I'm pretty sure, is it US Nats then a week later everywhere else? Or is it more spread out than that? Either way, right, this month is just a bad time because people probably want to pivot to Aurora and then try some of the new cards, and then the expansion slot. There's some decent stuff there. But I guess that's just FaB releases. A lot of emphasis on FOMO, unfortunately, especially with the stated high chase that, you know, we won't find out for quite a while if and when. Mainly if we get the collector page. Hopefully we do get the collector page. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Again, Jene FaB sales is the reason I can open so much. Opening them on his behalf, I should say. You can find his links in the description. It is for Australia singles, and OMEN stuff will be available from Friday, right after the actual official release date. But on that, I mean, I'm sure I'll have more boxes open for myself coming in the coming weeks, but see if I put any on the channel, right? Because, you know, this is when most people want to see stuff being open. That is sort of the nice thing about locals. If you do have, you know, a busy locals, you can trade a fair deal, right? I will say that is a nice aspect I like about FaB is, like, this set doesn't interest me, so I've bought significantly less than I would buy of any other set. But anyway, yes, I'm gonna go have some dinner. Thanks everyone hanging around or watching posts, right? Guys were fun to chat with. If you're still around, enjoy your fox hunt. Otherwise, enjoy Marlin with your fancy new harpoon. And now I guess enjoy your sleep.